Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh.
In film, comedy is a notoriously difficult genre to edit. So how do they do it? How can an editor make a film funnier? Look no further than Roger Nygard, editor of Curb Your Enthusiasm. He literally wrote the book on it. Cut to the monkey. The first place to look is rhythm, meaning the beat of the edits, and pacing, meaning the relative speed of those edits in relation to other parts of the film.
Come on, that's too fast. I can't do it at that tempo.
That's the tempo it is in the show.
Roger says that in comedy,
it means getting rid of everything in between the setup and the punchline that is slowing it down.
Bullshit, that's not the tempo. Get out of here.
Actors will throw in all sorts of word baggage. Like they'll say, they'll pause. The unnecessary pause is the enemy of comedy.
Somebody come in here and wipe my bum!
Here's an example of poor comedic timing.
And that was Jimmy Hurley.
An unnecessary pause and pointless filler words.
Oh my goodness. So,
Spaceballs!
That's why Roger says,
faster comedy is funnier comedy.
No, go past this part.
in this scene from Naked Gun, Lieutenant Drevin accidentally chooses a student driver to follow a suspect in a high-speed chase. Through the scene, the cuts get shorter and shorter, making the pace feel quicker. Another thing about pacing is that jokes need to breathe.
They're still breathing. How in the name of purple wombats do they manage that?
This scene from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles starts slow, gets fast, then slows down again. Starting and ending slow gives the punchline breathing room.
You're going to kill somebody!
The punchline has the fastest cuts. Those were jump cuts, making the characters travel in opposite directions, and match cuts with skeletons and the devil. Now, notice the longer shot duration. The tag of a joke is like a container to hold the laughs that carry over from the punchline. Now that we've covered rhythm and pacing, how can we find the funniest shots? Where is the funny? It's a question of framing. What action is the focus of the shot you are choosing?
Okay.
I want you to watch this.
Comedy is opposition, appropriate versus inappropriate behavior. Roger builds this tension by
specifically looking at the people who are not speaking to see how they are reacting to what's going on, because that's often where the biggest laugh is, on someone's reaction.
I did it.
We see shock, disgust, cringe. Kelly's acting like she's seeing two people fall in love.
We're all still here.
Techniques for editing drama can really work for this genre of comedy, the mockumentary.
Drama is in the face. The emotions are in the face. A lot of the comedy is in the body language. And if you can't see the body, you're losing a lot of the humor.
Using these techniques of rhythm, pacing, and framing, should we be cutting on action or cutting on dialogue? What do we do now? Cutting on action means the visuals dictate the cuts.
I will become my dead father's body.
When you're cutting on action, you're making the action look seamlessly continuous.
Father, is he that's dead?
It lets editors play with sound design.
Oh my God! The card! The card! Oh. Something's gone wrong.
On the other hand, when you are cutting on dialogue, the sound determines the cuts. Roger prefers this method.
For comedy, the performance is in the sound, and I will listen to performances and pick the best performances in my first cut, almost ignoring the visual aspect.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
When someone is delivering a funny line, you've got to be on their face as directly from the front as possible. And once you get on their face for the punchline, Do not cut away until the absolute last syllable of the punchline is delivered.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
You look like a blueberry.
Why don't you go back to your home on Whore Island?
Well, you have bad hair.
What did you say?
I said, your hair looks stupid.
So, how do we rectify these two completely different approaches? Should we follow the action or the dialogue when cutting comedy? Maybe there's a better way, cutting on plot. Roger explains a concept he learned from comedy writer
Alec Bird. Did you hand in your assignment, Mr. Bird?
He sees comedy as kind of a mathematical progression. He will sacrifice a lot of B-plus jokes in order to make those A-plus jokes, to give them the space to land.
For the devils! The devils!
But you said no more painting.
Oh, I said no more face painting, and as you can see, this is not my face.
A movie with 5 giant A jokes, that's the memorable movie or TV episode that you tell your friends about.
like this classic episode of Seinfeld where Jerry and Kramer have to paint their chests for the rival team in order to attend the playoffs. The final joke comes out of plot. With that in mind, let's return to Anchorman and my favorite part of the movie, the jazz flute sequence.
The most memorable jokes come out of things that happen between people, not quippy sayings or funny put-downs.
Let's go!
And those A-plus jokes come out of plot.
It's got everything. Perfect use of reaction shots. Wide shots for body language. And look at this increasing pace with shorter cuts as we reach the climax of the scene. It's a memorable scene that comes from plot. Ron is trying to impress Veronica, and it works. In conclusion, editors can use rhythm and pacing, framing, cutting on action, or cutting on dialogue. Most importantly, comedy must serve the plot. So go forth, editors.
Make